Hey everybody, this is HBCU Original. Listen, I'm your main man, co-host VB, and we have
Yo, it's your boy JL Williams in the building. What's up, baby? Man, I'm excited about the day, man. Hey, man, it's always good for reflection, review, because we gotta listen, man. God has expanded our territory, has given us some great partnerships, stuff that we can reflect on and look and see our growth and development, man. And I think that's great for anybody to reach back and really see your growth and how you've expanded your territory, partnerships, different people that have come alongside of you to help make you a better version of yourself. And that's what we have been able to do. And so we want to talk about that today. Vince, let's talk about that, baby.
I think we talked offline, about academics, sports, and culture, our community. Impact has been phenomenal. We've done some things. Also, the growth of our audience has increased.
Yeah, it's increased.
Partnerships and initiatives. Also, we dealing with the MEAC conferences, SIAC, the CIAA, the SWAC conference, the championships, and also HBCU athletic conference as well.
Yeah.
So we've come a long way in short time. So and we plan on having an explosion in 2025. So
no doubt, no doubt.
It's a lot of things.
I'm excited for what's to come because there's so many things that we've done, but there's so much that we have yet to do. But I think God has really sort of just given us sort of a snapshot of all the things that we've done and just sort of looking further into what so much territory there is yet to cover. When I think about one of the things I can reflect on, man, is when we were able to connect with the baseball team, with the brothers that the young boys that
out of Maryland.
Out of Maryland, man, that was playing baseball, and it was so good to see not only the athleticism but the academic success of these kids, and not just look, they academics were just as important, if not more important, than their athletic success. And what I love is about the focus that they had on achieving both. Like it wasn't like, let me just go ahead and get this athletic thing, but it was more of them wanting to be a complete and whole student. And it's so refreshing to see that. And so it's good to reflect on things like that and seeing, young guys really taking advantage of these opportunities that they have, because these opportunities don't last forever. You got about 4 to 5 years to make it happen. And, man, you got to do what you got to do.
And then one of the things, speaking with some of the student athletes as well, the different college championships like the football at the Celebration Bowl and the Bayou Classic, and then also the volleyball championship with the MEAC and the SIAC, and Miles College winning, their first playoff game in history. So, it's been a lot of different things that have happened. Congrats to South Carolina State and Jackson State making the college championship. You have and also the Bayou Classic, Grambling Southern. And, it's just been a lot of different things, volleyball,
the girls, Delaware State University girls, they secured that MEAC championship.
Yeah, and that bid to they played Penn State. They did get defeated in the regional against Penn State for the volleyball championship, but a lot of great things, man. HBCUs have come a long way this year. Of course, but they have ways to go.
No doubt
about it. They have a lot of ways to go, and we're praying that the new president coming in, Donald Trump, can suffice and give some money, where it needs to be. He said he would. We'll see. So he said he would. I'm sorry, quote unquote, as he said, they're taking the jobs from us. They're taking our money. So we're gonna see. So, what do you think about Donald Trump coming into 2025, and and the impact it may have on schools?
Well, a lot of things like you just talked about, a lot of stuff remains to be seen. You have a lot of people talk about different things, and people have sort of, um, I think they're at that place where they're actually waiting as well to see exactly what's going to happen, because
Yeah.
there's just not been a history of, uh, of the political structure doing exactly what they said they were going to do, as it pertains to HBCUs, and so that's something that's
Well,
we get to
I'm
see.
glad you
We
mentioned that
pray
part.
for we pray for the best, but we just never know.
It ain't been a history of them of helping African Americans. Period.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
exactly. So
start
that's what
there.
I'm saying. So we
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
really, comment on it to the
yeah.
degree of, what we
Good,
really think
it's
he
good
might
track
do,
record.
because we
Good
just
track
don't
record,
know.
whether it's Democrat or Republican, is terrible. Okay,
Exactly. So
and
we'll
they,
see.
these little bit of crumbs and all that. Nah,
No, no.
I don't. I'm tired of them little bit of crumbs. We don't want them crumbs.
Yeah, yeah.
We
We
want
don't
the
want none
same,
of that.
rights and the same everything. As you have, as you see fit. Our community,
Exactly.
one of the things that strikes me, how they let things fester for so long. Issues that
Mhm.
happen within the
Yeah.
urban communities, and then when it's comes to the end of the 4 years, oh, well, we're going to address this, and how we keep falling back into the same trap, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's
It-
it's, it's a perpetual cycle that you
what?
know
Sick
that
of this.
just
It's crazy.
it's a cycle that just keeps on going. And we need to, and I think that, where a lot of leaders come in is us being able to be our own rescue, in a sense
Yes.
that we need to be able to come together, not and it's great if the government gives us things, but we have within the power, of ourselves, to be able to come together and make some things happen. And those initiatives are the ones that we can actually count on, because that just depends on, my brothers to my right or to my left, that we can come together and make some things happen. Um, uh, um, Brother Frazier, with the Frazier Network, always talks about, the strength in our community as it pertains to us networking and coming together, and how the dollar in our community only cycles within hours, where in other community it cycles days, and even a month or two in other communities.
Right.
We have to be able to educate ourselves and align
Mhm.
ourselves with one another, so we can be the rescue that we've been waiting for. And so we can do it ourselves. We don't need the government and all that. It would be great if they do that. That's wonderful.
Mhm.
But you know, Brother Frazier talks about the money that had been spent, on items just in the marketplace, as African Americans have spent, in upwards of billions and trillions of
Oh
dollars,
yeah,
that we could
beyond
we
billions,
could we we
billions.
could we could we could be like a country, within itself, within our culture. Our culture could make up a country as it pertains to our spending and how much
Mhm.
money that we spend in our community. So we have to be able to come together and say, man, listen, enough is enough. We've seen different communities that come here from different parts of the world, that have come here and come together. They have brought their money together, and look at that. Look at them. One of the things that Kanye West says is America is for sale.
Yeah. Oh
America is
yeah.
for sale. We just have to bring our resources together.
Hey, I'm glad you mentioned it though. But look for here. What you just said about
Okay.
the resource. Somebody told me the other day. It's very powerful. He said you have to put yourself in 1 to 2 people away from the resource that you may need. Now, what he was saying was, like you said, we have a lot of resources in our community.
Mhm.
Are we within 1 to 2 people away from resource or money or monetary that may help us with our dream, vice versa. So if he has $2 and you got 50 cents and he gives you $1, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we can work together.
We can work together, level it out. So he's saying, we have to use each other, but we're not. We're taking all our resources and giving it
to other communities.
All of it.
Yeah.
So now the resource I had to help this man or woman is gone.
Yeah, they don't have it.
I mean, and we're talking about the dollar though.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah.
So now if I can get,
we don't value each other like we should. We really don't. We don't value our brother and our sister like we should. If we did, then we could really make some really strong investments. Because where there's no value, there'll be no investment. And so if we don't value one another, if we don't value our abilities and our in all the things that we bring, then we won't invest in it. We got to invest in this. There's too much happening. Yeah. The onset of all this technology, everything is taking place, and we have kids in our community that are doing some great things in the technology space. We got to be able to identify who they are, where they are, and then be able to say, okay, how do we create symbiotic relationships? How do we?
They've been taught to be what they call islandized.
Yeah.
What that means is you take your skill, but you're on an island. That man is on another island. He's on another island. They never connect.
Yeah. Well, they haven't seen great examples. If they're
no. That's what they're being taught, but they don't realize they're being taught systematically to separate. Oh, we know you got this, but don't deal with them. Separate.
Yeah.
Be your own. Be your own. See, that's the message. Be your own. Not come together. Be your own. So now we got all these, and it's hard to connect. That's why we don't connect. That's why people don't connect. Now you would think. Now, for instance, like we're building a platform here, and all these different people that, like you said, they should be to blow it up, out the water, but they're so separate. They're so divided, and that's the way they like to keep us.
And that's sad, man.
Yeah,
that's sad because
the resource we may need is right there.
Yeah, right there, right next to you, right next to you. I heard somebody say we're better together. If we could come together with our different talents and resources, then we could really do some amazing things to help change the trajectory of our community, of our families. I mean, some great and I think for us here at HBCU Original, we want to be able to invest in some of our young people that could come and be a part of what we're doing and giving them opportunities in this space that they may not have somewhere else. They can come here and do interviews. They can do interviews. They don't have to be here with us. They can be, in another state and do some filming. And I think we've done that. We've done that where we've had people from different states, do some filming, with us, and we've been able to now cross-pollinate our various gifts and talents. And as a result of it, we got a lot of stuff out there, stuff that I've seen, Vince, that I'm like, wow, what I mean? I didn't even know we had that. I mean, when I saw that, I said, wow, that's awesome. But that's as a result of us cross-pollinating our gifts and talents and resources, and then bring them together for a common cause. And that's what's special about what we have here in this platform. And you know what, man, there are people that are called to be a part of what we're doing, that will identify themselves, and we'll assemble with them. And I believe in this, 2025 coming, there's going to be a shift. There's going to be a change in how, even how we operate in how we actually move and work with our kids. I'm
Yeah, we have
excited
to.
about that. Yeah.
I think that now going forward, I know we spoke about you know interacting with other people and combining certain things.
Yeah.
Um, what about now 2024? How did you see the growth as far as academically? With our students, we talk about from high school to college. And
Mm,
some of the leap things that have happened, some of the things that Trump wants to do as far as homeschooling.
mm,
Some of the things he wants to pull out of the universities, like you know, um, there's so many things, different things he wants to put in place because he feels like opportunities are being taken away from certain cultures
mhm.
that other cultures have reaped for years. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, I
so
think there's some good to that. Let me say this. Let me say this before we start. My daughter and Nia has gotten a 4.0. She got straight A's this semester. Praise God. Thank God for her. At Delaware State University. So she's doing some great things. So academically wise here, in my house, God is blessed. But back to, the story at large is I think that there are, kids that uh, would be better off in an environment where they didn't have, so many distractions, and I think they would excel in that. So there is a place for at home learning. And I remember they used to have where they had a teacher would actually come there were kids that were identified that
mhm.
needed that kind of intervention. And then there were home teachers that were sent from the school to go out in the community for these particular kids. Uh, and they would actually go and check on them, check on their work if they needed help, all that kind of stuff. So they had that homebound schooling kind of situation. So if that's what he's alluding to, I think that there is a place for that for certain kids to take advantage of that, because not a lot of kids just working with kids in the school district and all that, a lot of them are not good in big settings. Like you can't, a lot of kids can't, they just can't operate successfully, with 20 and 30 and a lot of kids in the classroom together. um it's more of a distraction than it is anything else. So I think those alternatives that he's sort of coming up with, if nothing else, they're worth talking about. They're worth a discussion that we need to have as far as in the educational space, and hopefully some of those that we can use. Some of them, they may not be for everybody, but at least if we have options to be able to execute on and work with, and I think it's good. I don't think this one
Yeah, I
size.
can't wait to see how the his particular cabinet takes sides with letting universities create monetary, especially ones who are public universities who get public dollars. Help them create businesses for themselves where they can
Mhm.
generate money and for their students and student
Yeah.
bases. Um,
Mhm.
I think a while back we had the discussion about where um, down in what was it? Was it FAMU? Where the guy with the marijuana
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was it was a bogus. So you know, but the land they have to grow on is provided
Mhm.
by the government.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of times, so these land grants and stuff like that. You know, I just want to see what Trump does with that. Will he allow them to do certain things and create money and revenue for themselves, and so they don't have to keep coming back to the government and begging for money or needing
Yeah.
help or needing assistance over and over again. So it's a lot of different things.
I think
Because
I
he
think
wants,
I think he's
he,
open to a lot of things as it pertains to entrepreneurship and business and all that. I think it's an open conversation with him, but it has to make sense. It
well,
gotta make sense.
he wants to get rid of the Department of Education, and so
Yeah, that
uh,
that right there. What do you think about? What do you think about that?
Well, it's going to affect colleges as well. People don't realize it's not just public school; it's college as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also student loans and all that type of stuff. So this is the reason. So people, you better realize what's happening here. We're talking about a lot of things that are tied in: Pell Grants, student loans, the Title I program, special educations. Title I, like there's so many different things tied in. Immigration is tied in. People don't realize, don't know that. You have to pay attention to what he's saying. This stuff will have a widespread effect, man. Widespread effect.
Well, and he has a lot of videos on these things. So there are different clips that he
you can definitely go. Matter of fact, you can go. I think we played some before.
Yeah, we did.
So but that was last year. But this is 2025 coming up, so we got a couple more days. You said day one. Hey, but day one, he's talking about the migrants. What are your thoughts about that?
Wow, that's gonna be something how he plays that out. I think he has to be more strategic than he was before, because before it was just really it was a little brutal,
a little reckless.
It was a little brutal before, so he has to really be more strategic about
thousands of people, man.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's going to deal with that.
And separating families, the whole separation of the family kind of situation. We gotta really be more delicate with that. We can't be so demonstrative.
I'm not for that.
I'm not for that. I ain't with that.
He's totally
So I think hopefully he has people around him that may be sensitive toward that will help with that process and be more diplomatic in that, because the approach that they took last time was not a good approach. Huh?
I mean, he has to be more compassionate himself. There's nothing to do with around him.
Yeah, he does. He really does. He really does. And he has to have people around him that are going to really help him become a better version of a president than he was before, because you can't go into it the same way you were before and expecting a different outcome. You got to have people around you that are going to really help coach you. So, because you're serving the people.
You're gonna have so much rebellion. It's gonna be so much rebellion.
You don't want rebellion in the streets, and even the things, comments.
I don't know what they think. This is not 1950. This is not 1950. This is 2024.
Yeah,
you're not the same people.
Be careful, man.
You're not
the things you're saying. You can't just speak out. Speak from your, you just can't sporadically just talk because you're upset and all that kind of stuff.
It's not just about sporadic talk. It's about who he's inspiring.
Yeah,
they don't even recognize who you're dealing with anymore. So you gotta be careful what you say, because you can incite things, and people are different, man.
Yeah, different today, man.
It's not 19. This is not just be blunt about it. African American are not docile, the same individuals in 1950 that they are today.
Well, it just goes to show that people have there are people that refuse to grow. There are people that have stayed the same for years, and that's just where they are.
And just because you think that way, reality is not.
Yeah, we're not there anymore, and
so you gotta be mindful of who you're talking to and what you're talking about, and the things you might incite.
Yes, that's the thing right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because then other innocent bystanders,
and they don't realize until they're in it.
Exactly.
It ain't the same.
Exactly.
So, but hey. We've passed. We will get past that. My thing. I just want to see how he deals with the police force. He did say he would come down heavy on people who violate, cops who are violating African Americans' rights and things of that nature. These kids who are reckless, running amok.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids are out of control. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do
Oh
with
my God.
it has nothing to do with the parents. It has nothing to do with the education. It's just that the kids themselves. I play that it comes back. A lot of this stuff comes back from the music they're listening to, a lot of the video games that they're seeing,
Mhm.
watching daily, a
Yeah.
lot of the media, which has no regulation anymore.
No.
Before
Yeah.
you weren't allowed to say certain things and
Oh,
do
they
certain
saying
things
everything.
in
Yeah,
video games.
absolutely.
What do you think when a kid is listening to this hour after hour after hour, watching it, the
Yeah, man.
programming of their mind and mental?
Yeah, and they're
So
not
that's
strong enough. They're not strong enough to resist the impact
right.
of this that they're being
Well,
presented with. That
and
they're
they don't
being
even know.
presented with. They're not strong enough, and they don't have the mental capacity to be able to
Nah,
decipher.
they do not. They do
You know
not.
what's good,
And
what's bad,
what's real, and
what's
what's
real,
real.
what's fake. You know what I mean? They
They
just don't.
really
They
believe
just
some of
don't.
this stuff, man.
And
One of the
and
things,
they go out and they live this. They watch it and then they go live it. They go try it.
yeah, they go
They go
try it.
they go experiment. You know what I mean? So they go get a gun, or they go get some weed, or they go get some bath salt, or they go get something to experiment with to see if what they seen on TV or on media if it's real. Will it really
Yeah,
help? Will it really hurt me if I do
I
this?
was
Or
watching. Yeah, I was watching an article about the reality shows
Mhm.
and the same thing, the effect because they don't really live like that.
No,
They just do that for a check,
sure, absolutely.
and so
I'm
they're
telling
doing
you,
it for a check. And but the people watching they think it's real, and I'm like,
Ben,
come on.
there are
But
people
I
that are.
can't blame them
Well, now let me
because
say this: there are people that are for sale. They will sell their own mind. They will sell their own existence. And
mm,
that's exactly what you're saying you're doing when you sign up for a reality show and they tell you to go do this, this, and this. Come on, you know that's morally wrong. You know your mother or grandmother, you've been taught better than that. Somebody that instills something better than that in you, but because
mm,
of your current situation and circumstance or predicament you find yourself in, you will compromise your own mindset, your own lifestyle, your own reasoning. And what you compromise to get, you have to compromise to keep, right?
whew,
And so they live that kind of lifestyle. That's the kind of lifestyle
yeah.
they live it. That's what they doing now. That's what they doing. That's
I
what they
seen
doing.
a little thing on YouTube. The guy was talking about the lean, the lean, to drink the lean,
Yeah, that ain't
and how
yeah. Oh, I saw that yesterday. Terrible.
these guys are going to jail and stuff, and they get to jail and they you know see jail is real. It has not changed and will not change. That's a fact.
Yeah.
But they rappers, I don't care. I go to jail until they get there.
Until they get there, and then they see.
And then when you're in
Okay,
prison and you got a real grown man who's been in there for 20, they don't know nothing about that.
they don't know about
All they
that.
know
But they ain't watching
all they
all that.
know all they know is slap you up,
You
you
in
get in
here,
line real
and
quick.
we gonna do what we do in here with you.
Listen, once you got a grown man, 250, 260, slap the mess out you, solid
Yeah,
muscle,
yeah. They come in,
you doing
and they ain't by themselves.
you doing push up every day, he gonna
Nah.
be like, yeah, you
See,
oh
they don't even understand that prison is made up of societies. There are different
oh
societies
yeah.
in prison. You not when you deal with a person, you're not just dealing with one person. Understand, you dealing with a group of people that you can't see because all you see is that individual. But there's a society behind him. There's a mindset that he's running on for a reason. So you gotta when you come in there, it's not as what is it's not as what you see. It's totally different. And when you come
Mm-hmm.
in there with that mindset that you think you're gonna, this is you're going, ain't nothing wrong with jail, and I'm gonna do, man, listen. They and what a lot of kids and different people need to see is look at these guys that have been in prison, and prison has just tore their whole mental apart, tore their whole mind apart. And listen to them after being in prison for a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whole different testimony, whole different mindset. It ain't
Yeah.
the same thing. It ain't the same conversation it was when they first came in there. See, they was a little cocky going in there first. But then when they've been in there and spent some time in there, then the humility, the spirit of humility comes on because you didn't experience it.
Well, then you got a grown man.
Come on,
you in check.
In check all day long, and come on,
grown man.
Grown
Here's
man.
the message for you. Here's the message for y'all. A grown man putting it, you know what I mean? Gripping you up.
Come on. And they not playing. And they not, and guess what? And they not to be played with.
No, they ain't play with.
They ain't to be played with.
The first little they're gonna grip you up.
And they don't, and a lot of them don't see that. They don't think it's real because of the representation that they see of it is almost glorified. You know, the rappers glorify it because they glorify the lifestyle that's sending you there. The lifestyle that they glorify and rap about is sending you, is going to send you right there. And a lot of them, even their favorite rappers who have gotten some time.
Yeah, some of them just got caught.
A couple of them that's real popular just got some time.
Lil Durk just got caught.
Or it was something that went on, but guess what? It wasn't as sweet as they were singing about. Because if it was sweet, you wouldn't be trying to get, you wouldn't try to be backing out of it now. You would want to actually go there and live out what you sing about, what you rapping about. Oh, it ain't. Listen, once you get up in there, it's a whole nother story. I don't care what they rapping about, man, how they make it sound sweet and all that. When you fall up in there, the reality hits you like that big boat I remember going to go visit somebody in prison, and I'm telling you, when they shut that door and that boat was like that big, and when it shut, it's almost like they did that for a reason, because when it's shut and locked, it almost shakes the cavity of the whole front prison. Boom. They straight up let you know, hey, you can check in, but you can't check out. You know, you in here, man. Yeah, you in here, you up in here.
I seen a young man last week. He got life and 15 years old.
Come on, man.
Yeah, he like to spell out, you know.
Oh, when they in the prison and the families are at the courthouse, and when that judge says boom, life. Oh my God. Mama screaming, everybody hollering and screaming and going crazy in the prison. Man, listen. Man, all the laughing and all the joking and all the funny come right up out of it after that. It ain't funny no more. See, and then what happens is you believe in a lie. You got caught up in a lie because the lifestyle that they was rapping about sounded so good that you thought you could do some of the things that they was rapping about and you would be all right. Not so. Not so. Not so. And it's sad though. It's sad. It's sad. But there's an energy that even compromises the values of the people that are making this music. See, see, they can't really get paid like
matter of fact.
Like
I got a guy I'm gonna bring on right now, John. He just hit me up from Timeless Company. My man Darren. He'll come on, and he has a book actually called. In fact, it's interesting because he talks about the young men and things of that nature. The book is 101. You know about jail, and he's very powerful author.
Is he coming on now?
I'm gonna try to get him come over now. Right now, waiting for him to log in. But
Mm.
the book entails, and this is it doesn't talk about it talks about
101 things you should know about jail.
the pre thing we talking about
Mm. Well, that's good.
not
I like it.
of not
I would
making it
love
there.
I would love to hear him set the record
if,
straight.
if not making it there first. So
Yeah.
you have to you don't want to be caught in a situation where you should have changed your outlook. You should have not been
Mm.
there.
Mm.
It's too late, man. Like
Because
Judge,
you get to
bang,
the point of no return. See,
the 20.
once you have crossed over and you'd have done too much, it ain't
He
no
said,
coming back.
"Listen, man." I heard the judge said, "Listen, oh, you recall the story where the guy jumped over the thing and tried to grab the
Yeah,
judge, whatever."
I thought, man, we tried to attack the judge.
I think she gave him life. I think she gave him 25 years.
25 years.
He was supposed to get 3.
So he went from 3 to 25, just like that. Jeez.
So and the crime wasn't even all that.
No.
No, it was not all that.
But I think he was under the influence of some drugs or something.
He wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. I mean, and the reason why I say that, Vince, is because how is a person with a mindset like that? How are you doing things like that?
Well, he was already inside the jail. Remember that?
Oh, he was already there. Okay. Well, that might aid.
So at that particular point, he was mad. He was mad that he was going to get time.
Mm-hmm. Somebody should have coached him. I don't know, his lawyer. Somebody should have got hold of him. I mean, coach him on how to the etiquette and how to act and behave when you get in front of the judge.
Damn. And let the judge scold. The judge was kind of scolding him, and rightfully so. That's their job to scold you.
Yeah, you
why are you out here? Why are you? Yeah, and let them. Because they want to know why. Why should I let you out?
Yeah, and you just want hey, and they give you a chance to.
Man, listen.
To say something, you might be able to talk your way out.
How many chances that you think you're gonna get in life?
Oh man, I tell you.
Yeah. Especially if he's coming in. I got him right there. Especially if you is an adult, man.
Mm-hmm.
And brother, timeless.
Yes, sir. Hey, what's up, VB? I ain't doing much, man. I'm sitting here. I'm on the grind. I see you got the best book in the world with you. I see you got the most relevant book in the country in your hands right now, which makes for a great stocking stuffer special with the infinite relevant information that's culturally relevant right now in today's genre, in today's time. What's going on with the brothers, man? How's everybody doing and how you feeling?
Oh man, we doing good, man. Hey man, when I first saw that thing, I said it looks like a must read. And not only that, but I'm gonna get me a copy to take it back to school because I work into the school district and I want to be able to have a discussion amongst our young people because I'm gonna read through it and we're gonna get to it. I'm listen.
The greatest thing about the book, right, is it's an easy read, right? I didn't try to be act like I was playing Scrabble when I wrote it. It's very easy to read, comprehend, but also it's a tool. It's a definite tool with crime and criminal justice and the penal system being monetized and criminal behavior being a definite culture based on oppression and a bunch of other things. But the book, right? Watch this, because me and Vince have had a discussion about it. The book is a definite tool, and it covers the whole order from the time of the offense or the alleged offense through the whole process. The back of the cop car, the precinct, the feelings and emotions that are involved. It's a psychology book. And
Okay.
that's what we need. Like a lot of times I run into people and they say, "Man, I ain't going to no jail. I live right." And I always have to remind them that even Donald Trump went to jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
The cop that shot Sandra Massey went to jail. He didn't think he was going to jail. He woke up as a police officer. It can happen.
Yeah.
Oh, it can happen. One false accusal, one mistake, one officer having a bad day, one rookie officer, one misunderstanding, one lie, one truth, one DUI. But that's
Mm-hmm.
not my point. We all know that stuff can get you in jail. That's the obvious. The part
Mm-hmm.
I try to explain to people is your first cellmate, your very first cellmate could be getting transferred from another jail, and you just happen to have the greatest luck in the world, and you end up in the cell with a savage beast. This guy got 15, 16, 17 years in all push-ups. You're fresh off the street. You know nothing. You're clueless. And so
Yeah.
that quick, you were supposed to be home for dinner, enjoying and observing the American dream in your cage with a savage beast. You need to know that that can happen, and it does happen all the time. It
Right.
does happen all the time. And a lot of times, man, these misunderstandings can get drawn out. Even the slightest. Let's just say something small like you had a misunderstanding on a Friday at 4 o'clock. Well, court's closed all the way till Monday. So at minimum, you're going to be somebody's cellmate at least till you get it ironed out on Monday.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
it's
And
a good point.
I've seen things like that. Absolutely.
We all have, because jail's a culture in the United States. Every single American has a jail story, whether through lived experience, family experience, junk media, social media, Hollywood, video games. It's all over the place. You can't get away from it. If you know an American, they have a definite jail story. Their cousin who got locked up down south has a jail story. Their friend's sister who got raped, the dude that raped her went to jail. Every American has a jail story. And
Yeah.
so the book, right, and this is real rap, the book, if you catch them early, right, and we're talking about, and I speak to a lot of criminal justice students in colleges and stuff. Also, I'm a youth mentor, so I speak to the Little League as well. But if you catch them before they even enter into that type of behavior, before that criminal behavior becomes a pattern or a problem, it will definitely be prevention. This is a preventive tool.
Okay.
And because it's an easy read, and once you read it and find out the things you're going to undergo, once you find out that, hey, you got 10 years, and then maybe on the first 3 years, your grandma died. Once you find out you're not going to that funeral, once you find out, hey, your daughter's out there doing pills, once you find out that you're not going to be able to save her and beat the dude up who turned her onto it, once you find out you're in there, that's a good preventative tool. It'll reroute you. Secondly, if you happen to fall victim to life on life's terms, these circumstances, if you happen to fall victim to it, then it's definite reflection. You'll definitely be able to see the why. Because a lot of us, we go through these cycles, we go through these things. We don't even know why. We're just following the routine. We're going through stuff, and then the next thing you know, we're in a situation that we don't even know how we got here, but we're here.
Yeah.
So it will be reflection as to the why. Because you get locked up today, that's just the now. But obviously, you've been involved in some behavior or situations that led up to that. So we need to get way in front of the wire. How'd you even get to jail? Yeah, I know you got locked up, but how'd you even get locked up? What were you doing? Where were you at? And where was your awareness at?
Yeah.
Thirdly, the bonus chapter, which I speak often to women's groups, right? And they told me the bonus chapter should be a whole separate book. The bonus chapter is a vetting chapter. 50 questions that you should ask anyone returning from prison. A newsy person doesn't even ask you 50 questions, but let's just be, let's bring it back up. So my granddaughter, she brings the guy home who has the tattoos, the saggy jeans. We need to vet him. We need to ask him, what plans do you have before you think you're going to enter my family? 50 solid questions. And so the bonus chapter is a reentry chapter, right? Because it can determine, who becomes an ex-offender or who actually becomes a returning citizen. And we know that duality exists through all things. It takes the positive and the negative just to start the car battery. They have to exist together. Without darkness, we don't even know what light is. So you have the guy that just came home, and he looks like an ex-offender. He looks like an ex-con. He looks like somebody I do not want in the grocery store behind my grandmother. He's a con.
Yeah.
But then you have the other guy who looks like a returning citizen. He's going to take advantage of the resources that exist. He's tapping into the now. He's trying to reconnect, reacclimate. His transition is going smoothly. He has a great support system. The bonus chapter can help you with that, because I don't believe people ever even interviewed themselves and asked themselves 50 questions. We don't have time. We're too distracted. It's too much going on in the day. I got too many appointments and obligations to do a self-inventory, and especially a checkup from the neck up. So between the ears, it can get weird. Now, I say all of that to say, and I'm glad that Vince has given me an opportunity to share not just my bulk of knowledge and experiences, but to share my gift to the world.
Yeah.
I didn't leave any stone uncovered. It's an audio book. So because the visually impaired, they might not go to jail, but their nephew very well can, and they need to be able to understand what's going on. And so it's an audio book. It's on Audible. It's a Kindle for those, digital Gen Zs and millennials that refuse to read the textbook. Now, it's even this book is also designed for the illiterate. Let's say you can't even read, but just the cover alone is a deterrent. Just to see this on the coffee table, because mind you, warfare has been waged against us. They have legalized marijuana. So now we got legalized alcohol, legalized marijuana. So I'm just very intoxicated, and I'm allowed to be. So I'm probably about to go out here into this new world order, if I even know how to exist or coexist in this madness. So at minimum, because I'm not going to listen to my mom because she's on pills. I wouldn't listen to my dad, except mass incarceration already got him locked up. So now, at least the cover of this book could be a deterrent. I can at least subliminally tell myself, yeah, I don't want to go to jail, and make some better decisions, because we all know we're going to live on the other side of our decisions, period. Ain't no getting around that. So, yeah, I really, this book, man, it came to life. It came to life. I originally wrote it for get backs. You know what I mean? I did 14 years, and I said, okay, they industrialized the prison system, and they monetized it, and they made it into a enterprise. And I said, man, I don't got no money to buy no whole prison, but I'm getting back some kind of way. So I wrote a book about it, and I initially wrote it for monetary gain. I said, I paid so many blood, sweat, tears, and years. I said, I'm getting some get backs. I'm getting my money back out of this deal. Yeah. And but once one of my first reviewers was a 70-year-old white woman, and she took to the book, and she could understand everything about it. And I said, oh boy, I'm sitting on a gold mine, because that was kind of my interest as well. Yeah, that was kind of my interest. I wrote it so that everybody could understand it, and I wrote it so that everybody could understand it. And you got to pardon me, because I'm out here on the block. And so when I found out that it was that anybody could, that layman people could comprehend the information, the book became a ministry. Yeah. And so then I wasn't even worried about monetary gain anymore. I was like, well, wow, this thing is really helping people. Wow. Yeah. After the ministry, it continued to grow more legs. It grew wings. It took flight. It became a movement. And people were starting to invite me to colleges and classrooms. And I'm teaching the teachers. I'm mentoring the mentors. So I was like, wow, this thing is really, and that's just based on some of my other talents that have been bestowed upon me from the ancestors and from the Lord. I'm just blessed with with one of the talents to articulate information. Sure. And this book is full of information, relevant information. So I don't want to overdo it. I'm not trying to oversell it, because it's really not a sell. It sells itself, because even you know somebody in jail, period. Yeah, ain't no getting around. So at least understanding the why. That's the important thing, man. Understanding the why, getting in front of the why. It's so important when we're talking about criminology, period, because remember, they're playing with semantics. They're using words like rehabilitation. You can't get rehabilitated from in jail. It's impossible. The root word to that is habitat. So you can't re-habitat me right inside of an unnatural habitat. So the rehabilitation process doesn't even start till day one on the streets. So this book, man, is so important for all of that kind of stuff, man, and that the ones that we're really trying to impact. I'm talking about the measurables. I'm talking about the people that we're really trying to impact, that we give them the truth, and then they do whatever they want to do with the information after that.
Absolutely. I like that, man. That right there is awesome. And it's almost like, when I think about how, like, your misery has become your ministry.
Yeah, I turned my message to a message.
Yeah, and how now it's gained a life of its own. It's gained and it's so much bigger than you. See, it's outgrown you now. So now it's now, to your point, it's now a movement. Because now I'm gonna make sure that I got to get me some books because of the school system I work in. These kids need to know because that's all they talk. That's all they talk about. They talk about things that are going to eventually, if they follow them out, are going to get them in prison.
Yeah.
And listen, so if you listen out there, for our viewers, if you're watching, listening, listen, you can get this book. Listen, this is 101 things you should know about jail. You can get this book. Contact. You gotta give me a number.
Oh, me? Well, I don't know how far your stream goes. If you want to contact me, you can contact me right on Facebook at Deron Swan, or my email at jailbook3030@yahoo.com. But if you're serious about getting the book, I mean, this ain't social media, right? This is your own crowd, right? Or is this the whole world?
Oh yeah, we go all over the country.
You go to the country.
Yes, I don't think I want to put my number up there, but since it's your program, okay, if you contact Vince, maybe we can do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Oh, and the reason why we wanted, I was thinking about you so hard because me and John was having conversations about criminal in the jail and how they continue to want to put us in jail and stigmatize us and pull us down, man. I said, man, I just talked to the brother right out the plate, man, and he had to give me a powerful book, and I read the thing. So I was like, dang. I said, let me get him on there.
That's something how that came up, and even the music, man. I mean, even how they using these artists, man. They use continue this treacherous music that is killing the fabric of our community, man.
The young man just got knocked up this other day. Dirk Lil, what's his name? Lil Dirk? That's his name? Yeah, Lil Dirk.
Let me add one more thing about incarceration, right? And about the mass incarceration movement, right? That they put these prisons all up over the country. And I just said it on my own podcast just about 2 days ago. These prisons, right, are majority filled with black men, right? And these black men are parents. These prisons are filled with parents. This is the home being disenfranchised. So their sons and grandsons are out here being raised, just like you say, by junk music. They're being influenced by low-frequency people. They're being influenced by people who are not leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's worse than the blind leading the blind. You know what I mean? They're being influenced by losers. And they're being influenced by people who have been indoctrinated with a particular agenda to push.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, we can't even save them because we're all in. They done lock everybody's dad up. So it's serious, man. And so we can't fix everything, but we can start with the now and move forward. We can start with alignment, and this alignment is definitely going to become an assignment. But we can start with who you have on your caseload, who's in your classroom. We can start because we're the fight is. There's too much negative influence. You know what I mean? There's too much false indoctrination. So we might not win that fight, but we can have God's selected, God's chosen, whoever came across your desk are the ones who's supposed to get the information. There's a lot of people that are they're going to die as, they're going to die as soulless, soulless androids. You know what I mean? Soulless, yeah, they're just not going to be able to participate in what's really going on. They're going to die distracted, and we're going to leave that there. They're going to die distracted. But so that's all, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. I really hope that I've inspired you guys to do further interactions with me. And I would love. Let me tell you something. I would love to come speak to the class. I got an 8-week curriculum prepared. It also has an expedited program. But I got an 8 because the book is 8 chapters, 7 in the bonus chapter, and I do 1 chapter a week. But I got a curriculum, and that can have an addendum to it. Of course, it can be adjusted. But I would love to come and speak to your class in person. Okay. Because see, I used to deal with people according to what I heard, and obviously I learned to deal with them through actions. Then I had to stop going by actions because there's so many great A-list actors. Right. And so I started going by energy. I was like, yeah, I can feel the vibe, because your intuition ain't going to lie. We're going to get on this frequency. I'm going to see where you're at with it. And then I had to even stop doing that. now I deal with people according to how they deal with themselves. I deal with people according to how much they've healed. Like how much of the trauma that I know you're functioning through have you healed? That's how I deal with people in the now. And so it works for me, and it works for teaching. It works for teaching because in order to meet somebody where they're at, you first have to dive into psychology. I used to get on mentors, like as soon as they start, well, back in my day, foul, you lost them already. This is not back in your day. So we have to always start with the now. Don't be bringing no Flintstone stuff to my Jetson class. And so I'm very serious about that. I'm very serious. I'm emphatically serious about that. But guys, I really gotta go. Vince, man, thanks so much, man. And the HBCU official, man, this was official tissue. This was like a ref with a whistle official. All right. Any final thoughts or questions before I sign off? Any final thoughts or questions before I sign off?
No, man.
I just want to say thank you, bro.
Man, we gotta digest that first.
And I'm with it. And Vince, you got my math, man. Thanks so much, y'all.
All right, baby. Thank you, bro.
Enjoy your holiday and be safe. And remember, here's some news you can use. Remind people that they're going to live on the other side of their decisions, right? To think twice and move once.
Right. There you go, man.
Think twice, once.
That's powerful right there. Yeah, that's strong. That's right. Think twice.
Yeah, that's right. because you got to think. See, and that's good. You're not thinking.
That's right.
And these kids are think and moving.
Yeah, they reactionary. They just boom.
They're not even look.
They're not processing. They're not thinking. They're not allowing it to marinate. They're not marinating nothing. They just soon they boom, they gone. Sad, man.
That's dangerous, man.
Yeah,
that's super dangerous.
Well, it's prison-like behavior. It's prison behavior, and that's where. And if they don't chill out, that's where they're gonna wind up right in the joint.
But one of the things you talk about, it takes away from that people that may want to go to school, man. But and learn something, go to college, but they don't have, like you said, the two parents there.
Yeah,
grandma, she just barely up, man. She tired. So when they need their father or dad or mom to push them, you're gonna get in there, learn something, and push them. They don't have that. Grandma's tired. She raised her kids already.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. But man, that right there was powerful, man.
That ended our session for the day. Listen, we'll catch you before the year's out one more time before the New Year. You want to get back on here again? We got some other people I want to bring on before the New Year's. One or two people. John, you got anything else you want to say to the people, man?
Man, I just want to say, listen, everybody be safe. Have a great Christmas. Have a great holiday season. Listen, man, we just want you. We just desire for you to, to this year, as you're going into this year, man, just, set some goals, put yourself around some people that can really help you on the path of becoming the best version of yourself. Really vet your circle. So that's my piece, man. Because I want people to really go into this next year with great intention and great anticipation, but you gotta have the correct people around you in your circle and people that are in your ear. You got to make sure that you just have the right circumstances around you so you can get the desired outcomes that you desire for yourself and your family.
And I tell people this sometimes, even if you're in a bad predicament, you can remove yourself some ways. You remove yourself some ways or from the situation you're in. Listen, man, you don't have to be friends with people who are not in the best interest of you. Sometimes you gotta be by yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you talking about separation season, baby.
Just
separation season.
Just you and God sometimes. So if you're friends or they're not going with you, sometimes you gotta remove yourself.
You got to separate if you're gonna elevate.
Yeah, because if you can't remove yourself, you're in a dangerous situation, man.
Yeah.
But listen, we love you, man. Listen, we catch you. Hey, and if you would like to donate, we put that out there real quick. Hold on 1 second. lost my audio on that one. But yeah, man. So we'll catch you. Listen, peace. This is HBCU. Richard.